Here we are shooting with a Fujinon 18x lens. Unlike our other Fujinon lens for sale right now, this one has a built-in 2x teleconverter that came with it, so it is not modified by us for 2x. That's just how it is. And we are shooting on a Panasonic GH1 in manual movie mode, 720p, 1/50th of a second, ISO 800, and it's an overcast day and sun's setting right now, so we're well deep into magic hour. And you can see I'm full wide right now on this lens, 8.5 millimeters. The 2x is engaged so that we get full sensor coverage on the micro four thirds sensor of the GH1. I can disengage the 2x teleconverter with the flip of the switch, and now we have this cool peephole effect, and I have an effective, basically an 8.5 millimeter fisheye lens. So, that's a cool thing for trick photography, whatever. It's like a little bonus you get with this thing, this little, effect fisheye lens, and then, flip on my 2x, and here we go. You have, a more normal, usable lens. So, you can see, I'm staring down this really long street right here, the telephoto capabilities of this lens are absolutely amazing. And if we focus to infinity, so you can see, I think this particular lens may be focusing a little past infinity, although that might change if I adjust the flange back distance, we'll see. You can see what beautiful halation occurs with like headlights, and look at those lens flares, how beautiful those are. I mean, just from car headlights, beautiful lens flares. But again, you see the capability of this lens with, as a telephoto lens, a telephoto zoom. Look at this full wide, you have your establishing shot of your landscape. You can see, basically you have, I don't know what this is in degrees, but almost feels like 90 degrees to me, is enormous field of view. And then here I am going down the street, and I can zoom in on a person all the way at the end of the street. I mean, that must be, 200 feet away back there. At least. No, maybe 300. So you can see what an incredible telephoto zoom capability is, and how fast this is. This lens, I'm shooting at f1.7, ISO 800, 1/50th of a second. I mean, how many lenses are you going to get that's constant f1.7 through a zoom range like 8.5 millimeters to 153 millimeters? And with the 2x, that becomes, 17 millimeters to 306 millimeters. So, I mean, the specs on this lens are just mind-boggling. And mechanically, it's beautiful, it's perfect. I mean, there are no problems whatsoever. Every ring is turning super smoothly, as you can see. Look at what a beautiful bright exposure I have here at, a very dark time of day. Practically nighttime, actually. And I mean, in the old days, they would shoot day for night on film at exactly this kind of time. And you could do it with digital, too, if you stop down. In fact, I think I'm going to try that right now. But let me see if I can adjust the flange back distance to maybe make infinity on the lens, infinity in the optics. Let's see. Okay, that looks like infinity there. Now let's zoom out and see if it holds. It doesn't hold at all. So let's adjust it here. That looks to be its sharpest right there. Okay. So, yeah, doesn't seem like you can get the best of both worlds with this lens. It will focus just a touch, I literally mean a touch, past infinity, which, for a remounted lens, is fine. In terms of a mount, this lens was originally a bayonet mount lens for broadcast TV cameras used in the 80s and 90s, and I have personally remounted it to a Canon EF mount. So this lens is ready to be used on any camera that can take a Canon EF mount lens, which includes the micro four thirds cameras with the micro four thirds to EF adapter. That's how I'm using this lens right now on the Panasonic GH1, which is what I'm filming this on. And you could use this on your 7D, maybe even your 5D. I don't know about sensor coverage on those cameras. I think the 7D sensor is pretty comparable to the GH1, so I don't think you'd have much of a problem there. Although you might, especially at a wider focal lengths. I'd have to test it to confirm for sure, but I think you'd have pretty good results on the 7D. And the 5D has a much bigger sensor than the micro four thirds, so you would need some sort of either crop in post to use this lens on it, or attach a Canon teleconverter to it. And what's great is, you know, because these images are so sharp, again, I'm shooting wide open here, if I stop down, you know, you would see how incredibly sharp. Again, here we go, shooting day for night. You can see once I stop down to like an f5.6, now it's totally convincing as nighttime, you know? And it's totally not. If I just open up, you see how bright it is, and then I stop down and it's, whoa, that's night. You know, so that's a really cool technique that they did a lot in the old days. So you can see, you know, that's like an f8. I'm exposing an f8 right now. So you can see, you know, how high quality it is. ISO 800 f8. You know. So, I mean, you can see just a great lens, optically, mechanically, cosmetically. It's one of a kind, remodified to Canon EF mount. You know, you're not going to find this anywhere else. And it's for sale on eBay. Enjoy.